Where are we going this week?
Big.
We're going big. We're going big. We're going back to Germany. Right, we went there last week, didn't we? Well, it was Germany and Japan, but this week we're going to Germany. And why is that? Because, let me go over here and grab it. We're visiting a manufacturer known as Schneider. And where is Schneider? They're in Kreuznach.
Kreuznach.
I don't know if I said that right. Kreuznach?
What the fuck is that?
Schneider-Kreuznach.
Kreuznach.
Bad Kreuznach, as they say.
Kreuznach.
Town in Germany.
Ha.
Are they any good? You think so? Yeah, they have a pretty good reputation. I mean, they've been doing this for a long time. So what are we going to look at this week is a Schneider-Kreuznach.
Kreuznach.
50 millimeter 1.9. It's a Retina. Xenon. It's a Xenon. Very famous lens. So let's find out if it's any good. Grab yourself something to eat or drink. Get yourself comfortable. And let's get it on, buddy.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, Daddy and Dylan. Dr. Scott and Dylan back for another week of Camera Talk. Dylan's got himself a bag of stuff. We got a Captain America shield in there. Oh, some socks. A hair clip from your mom. 2 hair clips from your mom. And a bag of crap, basically. But to Dylan, it's his treasure. He loves everything. Everything that he considers his is the best. Anyway, what are we here for this week? Just as the intro says, we're looking at a lens that has quite a history, really. And it's by a company, or it's created by a company in Germany known as Schneider-Kreuznach.
Kreuznach.
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 Hope I said that right. Well, I've said it the same way a few times now, so hopefully it's the same way. Anyhow, the name of the town is called Bad Kreuznach.
Kreuznach.
And that's why this Kreuznach is part of the Schneider name. So the actual company's name is Schneider Optic. And Schneider Optics was created way back in 1913. That's right, when Grandma and Grandpa were first born back in those days.
At least we're not fucking idiots.
By someone named Joseph Schneider. Now he got into business to develop projection lenses or projector lenses, because that's how most people, were into the moving pictures at the time. So cinematographics were the thing. Everybody was going to the cinema to watch movies, and so Joseph was creating projector lenses for cinemas.
No shit, Sherlock.
Anyway, in 1925, he had hired a young man who at the time was 24 years old, and he had a PhD in optics, and his name was Dr. Tronier. And Dr. Tronier created a lens called the Xenon, Xenon. And it was so well done that Schneider still produces a Xenon today. I mean, we're talking 1925, here we are, 2024, so almost 100 years.
Why I hate math.
99 years. 99. It's a popular number in Germany, huh? He created this lens, and it had quite an impact, as I'll get into in a minute. So the Xenon went on originally on the Kodak. Remember, Kodak was the big photography name back in the day.
for the times of your life.
The Kodak Retina camera system back in the 1930s. 34, 35 was the first Kodak Retina camera. And, you know, it was a 50 millimeter 3.5. 3.5 was considered the standard fast speed of the day. And then over at Zeiss, you know, we had Mr. Bertela, you know, creating lenses that were f2 and whatnot. So 3.5 wasn't good enough. So Mr. Schneider, you know, pushed Mr. Tronier to create something better. And then Mr. Schneider died.
Shit.
As old people tend to do, right? And then the company went on continuing developing what it is. But the Xenon went on to fame and glory.
It's got to be the king.
On its own, it didn't really see much fame and glory, unfortunately, due to Zeiss was just doing things better. I'm tired of watching you do it the wrong way. It's this way. See? There you go. Now it's zipped.
You suck.
So the 1930s went through, and Zeiss was, you know, making tons of money off of their sonars and the other popular stuff they had, the Biotar and everything else. And the Xenon was just fluttering along, so to speak. But it was just as good as a lens. And it went on, as I say, to bigger glory, because after World War II,
Es soll, und dies ist unser unbändiger Wille.
The British basically reassigned Dr. Tronier, sorry, he's not French,
Well, fuck you.
Tronier, to Voigtlander. And at Voigtlander, basically he took his, because it was his lens, he took the Xenon design and tweaked it here and there and created some very famous lenses for Voigtlander. So the Ultron.
Yay!
You may have heard of that before. The Nocton.
Yay!
You may have heard of that before. The Color Scopar. You
Yay!
may have heard of that before. The Heliar.
Yay!
You may have heard of that before. Well, these were all based on the Xenon design. And so that's how, again, this lens started off as a humble little lens and went on to fame and glory in other perspectives. And then when Zeiss, Carl Zeiss, the company, bought out Voigtlander, obviously Dr. Tronier's expertise in design, creativity, and everything else transferred over to Zeiss. And then basically they added a front element to the Xenon and created the Carl Zeiss Planar 50 millimeter 1.4. Zeiss borrowing the Xenon design and creating something wonderful from it. Anyway, 1958, 1961, the Xenon 50 millimeter 1.9 was born. For the again the Kodak Retina camera system, and that's the one I have, the one I just showed you. It's in its day was a pretty rockin' lens, and it went on through the early 1970s anyway, because it had a mount called the KL mount, which only worked for the Retina family, and well, some Voigtlander stuff as well, and a few others, but they weren't interchangeable. You know, each one was tweaked in just a slight different way, so that you couldn't move them from camera system to camera system. So anyway, proprietary stuff. That's all they wanted to do. But
Ancient Chinese secret.
Deklar, just to say, you know, whether that means anything to you or not, he was the guy who actually created the exposure value scale, the EV. You know, on your camera you have an EV knob, or EV rating that you can move up and down. It's a light scale, basically, and he's the one who created that. So that's his claim to fame. And this was in the late 1950s. They came up with this decal mount. Now, this lens was also made for a little while in the L39 or M42, the screw mounts.
Where you guys? I'm going home.
Or the Leica mounts, and some other Retina special mounts that Kodak made proprietary just for their cameras as well. And Schneider also, 1985, just to jump ahead a little bit more, they bought B&W. You've heard of B&W, not BMW, B&W filters. Yay! You know, it's the filters I use for my Leica cameras and whatnot. Very high quality stuff. 1987, they bought Rolei, however you say that, Rolei.
Whatever.
Like my Rolleiflex up there. 1991, they bought Pentacon Praktica. You've heard of that before, right? So all of this is wrapped into the Schneider family. So anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say about that.
Thank God.
Now the lens that I have, let's move you over here a little bit, mister. The lens that I have, the 50 millimeter 1.9 is the Retina Xenon, and it's a DKL mount. And looking at the serial number, mine was produced somewhere between 1964 and 1965. So it's the same age as me. Same age as Daddy, huh?
So old!
And it went on the Reflex 3.
Yay!
The Kodak Retina Reflex 3 was the camera system that it went on at the time. Anyway, all this stuff died out in, again, 1974, when the DKL mount bit the dust, as you know, other mounts were coming in that were easier to use and faster. So Nikon and Canon kind of took over the day at that point. So anyway, the specs on this thing, it is a 6 elements in 4 groups. Yeah, so it's again the same standard it's had in all those years. Its close focus is 60 centimeters, not that great. So we're talking at about here for close focus. It has, some have 5, some have 6 aperture blades. Mine has 5. The later ones. Huh, bless you. Did you get any on yourself?
Slime me.
Yeah, water out of your nose. Yeah, I'll get you water in a second. Don't worry. 5 or 6 blades. Mine has 5. It's the earlier one. Yeah, you can get your water in a minute. Settle down, you mister, getting out of hand here. And it was 215 grams. You know, it's all aluminum. Again, you need a special adapter because the lens itself does not have an aperture ring on it. You need the adapter, like a DKL adapter that has its own aperture ring on it. Yay! Because that was part of the camera system. You change the aperture through the camera, not through the lens itself. So it needs a special.
Well, isn't that special?
Another reason why it's not all that popular. But anyway, you can get it for a decent price. I mean, how much did I pay for mine? It's under $100. Hey, not bad, huh? The quality of it, hey, it's sharp corner to corner, even wide open. It's got a good reputation for sharpness. Colors are great. You know, the build quality, again, it's pretty good for something that's 58 years old. Could be 59 years old, depending on if it was 64 or 65. Again, it's a nice lens. I'll show you some samples of it. As usual, what I do is take a little sample shot of my Canon M50, which we use to record these videos. And the M50 has a kit lens, 15 to 45 EFM lens, that I tried to see how sharp I can get.
The water.
Yeah, you get your water in a second. Don't worry. You know me. I like to starve the child of anything until I get what I want out of this. So, look at that right about there. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So that was, what was that? That was 1.9. Now, of course, the DKL thing says 1.8, but we know it's 1.9. All right, here, 5.6. 5.6, and again, no focus shift at all. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was 1.5 and 5.6. I don't know if you noticed the sound difference of that shot or not. I had an A7R2. Now I have an A7R3. And the difference is, of course, the year. The A7R2 2015, A7R3 2017. And so this is my latest, greatest acquisition. So anyway, that was the shot up close, in person, to the camera. Now, how about some shots of Dylan? So here's Dylan at 1.9. What do you think? Dylan look good at 1.9?
Dylan.
Yeah, that was Dylan. How about Dylan at 5.6? How was that?
Dylan pay.
Looking good? Looking good? Huh? Yeah? Looking good, mister? The Bart Simpson treatment. Yeah, Dylan's big. What else? How about some random stuff? We always need random stuff, right? Stuff other than Dylan. So rainbows, butterflies, picnic tables, cars, trees, lakes, other children.
What? No.
Other people. So how about random stuff at F, whatever. Okay, that was random stuff. So, what do you think? Think it looks pretty good? Can we recommend it? Can we recommend this lens? Huh? Can we recommend it?
Yes.
Yes? So, I can recommend it. Because again, it's not expensive and you can find adapters for just about anything nowadays. So, yeah, get yourself one. Especially if it's in good condition. You know, can't complain about that. Other than that, how about we give our little plug for our photo editing software? Now, who do I use? I use Luminar. That's right, Luminar Neo. Luminar Neo is a result of a marriage between Luminar 4 and Luminar AI. They got together, had babies, and Luminar Neo was born. Just like Dylan. And It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a one-stop shop. Does pretty much everything that Lightroom and Photoshop and all these things can do.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 No.
Obviously, those have specialty things in them that these guys don't, but still, it's very economical. It's full of AI. It has like spot and dust removal. So if you have, if you have a dirty sensor, and you take a picture and you look on your screen, you're like, oh, what are these spots on here? Well, of course, you can use your software to brush them out and erase them and everything. But dust and spot removal uses AI, and it'll analyze your photo and it'll recognize the difference between spots and a flock of birds. Now, the other birds, like the flock, actual seagulls, not flock of seagulls. And away we go. So you want to go get your water now? All right. So say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
All right, go get your water. So, go. You can get your software through the link below. If you click on the link in the description below, you'll see a link there. And if you click through that, it'll take you to Skylum, the name of the company who produces Luminar. Of course, they're in Ukraine. Everybody knows what's going on there right now. So if you buy Luminar through them, whether it's the monthly subscription or the one-time fee, you buy it for life, it's yours.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Through all the different payment schemes out there, if you pay for it over a 2-year period, you've paid for it anyway. So buy it for life, it's yours, and it'll take $10 off. Now, what does it do with that $10?
Talk it out, man.
It gives it to us, and us as in me. And why is that? Because I just told you about it anyway. So that's the reward for telling you about it. But anyway, it's economical. So do yourself a favor, get yourself some photo editing software, because many times I'm sure you've taken pictures and noticed that you could have improved them a little bit here and there, and that's where software comes in.
It actually really, really sucks.
So anyway, do that. How about you support our channel? And you can support our channel by subscribe. That's right. You don't have to send me money or anything else, but
Oh, yes.
hey, subscribe. Did you hear that? Okay, one more time. Subscribe. That's right. And what else does YouTube like besides subscribers? Well, they like thumbs up, right? So if you give me a thumb up, we'll give you a taste of the thumbs up girls. So they're something like this: thumbs up, do 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 do, thumbs up. All right, so that was thumbs up. That was the subscribe. Who are we? Well, I'm Dr. Scott. The little thirsty one outside is Dylan.
I'm Spartacus!
Bond. James Bond.
And together we're all Modesty Photography. We're here to talk about tips and tricks about photography, vintage lenses, such as the Schneider-Kreuznach. Oh, my German's getting worse. Vintage lenses, vintage cameras, vintage stuff, anything to do with photography, we'll talk about it. So we do one of these every Friday. That's Vietnam time, so it could be the day before you, the day after you, or the same day as you. Depends on your funky time warp. So anyway, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for buying a copy of Luminar through our link. Thank you for leaving some cool comments in the comment section below. Thank you for just being you. All right. So you should come back next week, yeah? Why is that? Because you belong here. And where do you belong? Well, this was Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. Aww. That's right, with Dylan. So that brings us to the end of the show. We'll see you next week. Have yourself a great week. Have yourself a great weekend. And stay shooting. Cameras, that is. And we'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.
Here I am,